Every day we see idiots on the internet say stupid things like, oh, don't go to college, oh, drop out of college, oh, engineering is a waste of time, oh, degrees don't matter. Don't listen to any of them. The reason they're saying that is because they're going to sell you some garbage, sell you some product with the hope that you will buy that and you should feel that, oh, this is way better than me, going to college. They'll sell you some random course on some random skill that is valuable only for the next 6 months, and then after that you are broke and they have made all your money. One of these clowns even dropped out in the last semester of college, and I think that is the stupidest decision that any human being can make. Now of course they have their own logic and their own reasoning for why they would do this, and trust me, I wanted to drop out of college so many times. During my second year of college, I was applying to colleges all the time. I was like, I can't stand this college. I want to leave. I just don't want to be in college. And most likely, if people had not forced me to not drop out, there was a very good chance that I would have dropped out. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why you should not consider dropping out of college, why you should get an engineering degree or any degree, and even if you feel that college is a waste of time, you should still do it. Number one, college is meant for the average. You think you're better than college, so it should be easy for you. It should not be difficult for you. Now, nobody is telling you to get the top CGPA. Nobody is telling you to be better than everybody else in academics. But if you feel that you're better than other people, if you feel that you are made for bigger things, then college is a joke. Just don't attend college. Just do the bare minimum such that you're passing it. If you want to create this sort of controversy around your life that, oh, I'm the guy who dropped out of college and made millions of dollars, it is so much easier to do when your family is supporting you. If your family wants you to do college, just shut up and do college. Reason number two, if you aren't able to get through college, why do you feel you'll be able to do a startup? Do you know the percentage of startups that succeed? It's less than 1%, probably less than 0.1%. Do you know the percentage of people who graduate from college after entering? Probably like 80, 90, 100%. So why do you feel that something that everybody can do, if that is too difficult for you to do, why is it that something nobody can do will be easy for you? The reason why you feel that you should become a content creator, you should become a startup owner, etc., is because you've not tested that. It's like me saying, oh, I have never gone swimming in my life, so there is a chance that I might be a good swimmer, but I know I'm not a bad runner, so let me just jump in the ocean. This is the bullshit logic that lots of influencers use. Yes, college is an utter waste of time. Yes, you're not going to learn anything of value, but the benefit of going to college is that you get support from people. Your family is going to support you. You'll make friends in college, even if they are a waste of time and they don't have great career prospects. You still have a friend and friends and networks. You can probably find your future wife in your college. Why would you not go? I personally have been to probably not one of the best colleges in the country, but I am super, super, super grateful that I have that degree. Not just do I have a reset, in case everything fails, in case I lose all my money, I can always come back to my college and always start from the point where my college friends are. Maybe that will hurt my ego, but I can always come back. I'm not starting from zero. Let's say you're a college dropout. If you fail at your startup, what are you going to do? Who is going to give you a job? When somebody sees that you have spent 2 months doing college and then you left, they are going to assume that you're going to spend 2 months doing the job and leave, which is probably true. And why do you feel that this is a good idea? Now, I know college is extremely irritating. The amount of nonsense that you have to deal with in an Indian college is astronomical. But you know what? The amount of nonsense that you have to deal with in a startup is much more. So if you feel that college is like a waste of time because why do you want to do assignments? Why do you not want to do assignments? You know what assignments teach you? Assignments teach you the ability to do something that you don't want to do. How else are you going to learn how to do that? In a startup, if you don't want to do something, you'll hire someone. In a startup, if you don't want to do something, you'll just not do it. There's no problem that you face if you don't, do what you have to do. But in college, you do not have a choice. A lot of the assignments in my college were essentially just handwriting something from a different piece of paper. So I spent a large amount of time in college writing things from other pieces of paper. So the only thing that I possibly could have learned is like good handwriting, which I didn't have. And I am truly, truly, truly grateful that I learned that skill. In my startup, when I had a startup, there were things that I just did not want to do. I just did not want to do a lot of things. I did not want to spend the time reading LinkedIn profiles. I did not want to spend the time writing large amounts of documentation for tech products. But you know what? During college, I learned how to do that. In fact, just before filming this video, someone asked me, maybe you want to increase the energy levels while, talking. And I know exactly how to do that because during college, I had extremely low energy levels and I know the amount of coffee I need to drink. I know the amount of water I need to drink. And now this may not make a lot of sense, but just knowing yourself and knowing that even if you hate something, you can get it done gives you an insane amount of confidence. Number three, the people who I cannot stand the most are freelancers and agency owners. I think that the biggest mistake any college student can make in their life is to start a freelancing career or an agency. And let me tell you why. Let's say you start a graphic design agency. And let's start from the beginning where you don't know graphic design. You take 2 weeks to learn graphic design. Great. Now you know how to make basic graphics. Now you can charge like 200, 300 rupees a day to make a Instagram post. Great. Now you're making money. You're making more than your friends. You're probably making 10,000 rupees a month. And within 6 months, you can buy a laptop. All your friends think you're a legend because you own a laptop. But guess what? As 5 years later, you're still going to be making that 10,000. Maybe you make 15,000, but you're still going to be stuck there. The reason for this is that you have not really developed anything. As an agency, if I were to ask you, why don't you sell that same post for 10 lakh rupees? You'll see that does not make sense. But there are people in the world who are selling such posts for 10 lakh rupees. So what is differentiating them from you? And these skills and this sort of differentiation happens only through college. I'm not saying that the degree matters. I'm not saying that at any point of time in your life you're going to need a degree. In fact, I don't even know where my degree certificate is and I can't remember my GPA. But some essential things that I learned in college are how to deal with people. There are some people in my college who I truly could not stand. I truly would feel disgusted when I looked at them. I truly hated myself when I talked to them. But you know what? I had to talk to them and deal with them every single day for 4 years. What happens in a startup? Or what happens when you're living life on your own terms? If you don't like someone, block, leave. It's that simple. But you know what happens when you have to deal with someone for 4 years, even though you cannot stand them and you hate them? You develop maturity. You develop the ability to deal with people. You develop the ability to deal with situations that are uncomfortable. A lot of people think that you go to college to get a good GPA. And I know you already don't believe that. But what I'm trying to tell you is how many people out of 100 people in college get a good GPA? 10, 20, 30? How many people out of 100 people in college start a wildly successful startup and make $1 million? Zero. If you can't do something that 30% of people can do, why do you think you can do something that 1% of people can do? And if you try to internalize this mindset, if you try to internalize the fact that if something's so easy, so difficult for me, then how will I do something that is so difficult? You will definitely get more humble. You will definitely be more open to putting yourself in tougher situations. And the last thing that my college helped me with is to gain a following. A very interesting thing that my father used to tell me is that a king is not a king if nobody worships him. And I'm not calling myself a king or anything like that. It's just think of it philosophically. A god is not a god if nobody worships it. And the easiest way to get an initial push is through college. Now, granted, you can start making content and get a large number of following, but the likelihood of that happening is low. In your college, becoming the guy who everybody knows, becoming the guy who always stands out is extremely easy because every year there's a guy who always stands out. It's just 1 out of 100 or 1 out of 50 are the odds. But in social media, where there are millions of people trying to be that one person, you have to be one in a million. So getting that initial push, getting that initial set of followers, getting that initial set of people who believe in you and see that, trust that you're going to do great in your career is truly not just validating, but it helps you push yourself. You feel that, if I could convince these 10 people that to work for me, if I could convince these 10 people to support me, if I could convince these 10 people that I'm going to do well, it's not that easy, it's not that difficult to extrapolate this fact that maybe I can convince a million people that I'm going to do well. And this essentially is the crux of how to start up out of college. If you are planning to drop out of college, my advice to you would be don't do it. I know it's tough, and that is the whole point of it. It is supposed to be tough. You are supposed to hate your college. You're supposed to do assignments and meaningless things that you don't like. If you want to know more about my startup journey and how I make my money and etc., follow me right now and please leave a comment telling me what sort of video you want to see from me. Thank you.